Ari, this is a good comic. Galactical Guardians 25, the final issue of this series. This was a very popular comic, and then Marvel cancelled it because it wasn't selling enough. And I would like to think that they regret that every day, because shortly after it concluded, Marvel Studios announced that they were doing a Galactical Guardians movie, mostly based on this run. This is a lead-in to the big Thanos crossover. We have already looked at an issue of Black Star, which was leading into it as well. And this is maybe a bit more important than that one was, as this reintroduces and sets up Thanos for the story. This is the last issue of a series that was involved in like 5 different crossovers. So I cannot possibly give you all the backstory here, but that is okay, because on this recap page they could not fit it all on either. The main thing is that Thanos was dead for a while, and now he has come back. We open with a framing sequence set in the future with the original Galactical Guardians and an entire council of Galactical Guardians. And if you chopped out these bookends, you would not have any inkling that this was a final issue of a series. If you were a fan of the original team or the 90s series, you can get a kick out of seeing some of those characters again here, some of which haven't appeared since that 90s series. But the real story begins in the present day of 2010, the good hard days when idiots were still allowed to black up for a Halloween costume. This here is some of the team. There is too many members to keep track of, and too many to fit in one good establishing panel. But we have Rocky Raccoon, Jackson Flag, Dax, Starhawk, Forager, and the beautiful bald lady Moon Garden. We also have some others that we will see in a bit. But this squad are investigating the swath of destruction that the recently resurrected Thanos has caused. They are not aware that he is the cause of it, but among the casualties is one of their own, Captain Marbles, the real one, phyla-vell. They reunite with the rest of the team who were already on the planet, which includes Willow, Grot, Justice, Crypto, and Gonorrhea down here. And I'm still probably forgetting someone. There are only 4 or 5 of the team that are really noteworthy to this story. They are met by Thanos, who is senselessly rampaging in anger because he was content being dead. That is actually one of my main problems with Thanos. He is a character that is stupid at his core because he fails to ever recognise that all he ever needs to do to achieve his dream is to blow his own brains out, and then Lady Death will finally notice him and embrace him. I get that there is a lot more metaphysical ideas behind Thanos and his infatuation with Lady Death, but they have never really provided an adequate reason why Thanos cannot just do that. So Thanos, he is totally senseless here. He is like Hulk. And the first one to confront him is my bear, Moon Garden. She is livid because Thanos murdered her girlfriend, Captain Marbles, the real one, phyla-vell. And her death was definitely what you would call a woman in the refrigerator. But Gail Simon didn't care because it wasn't a woman being killed off to add to a male character's story, but a woman being killed off to add to a female character's story. Let's be honest though, Gail Simon has never cared about women in refrigerators. It was a Trojan horse to get herself into the industry, and the minute she got to a respectable position as a writer of, I don't know, Birds of Prey or Dead Pills or whatever, she gave up any interest in this bullshit idea she had invented. We get to see the Galactical Guardians fight Thanos. Good fun all around. We have some classic Chris Pratt humour, but he goes to a weird church, so didn't laugh at him. Cancel him instead. And then we get to see Grot versus Thanos. I am Grot. When it comes to this villain though, there are two characters you should be focusing on, and that is Dax and Gonorrhea. They both have a greater personal connection to Thanos, and so now we get to see Dax fighting Thanos. We will see this Dax stuff with him eating Thanos, and his purpose being to kill Thanos. That will be a major subplot in the crossover that begins after this issue. Dax also gets some cool armor that looks like his ad costume. I like it, but we didn't get to see much of it. And the way they get to Thanos is some clever thinking. They notice Thanos is like a berserker, and so they try to appeal to his very basic intelligence by showing him a tesseract to get his attention, like shaking a set of keys for a baby. And then Starhawk uses the tesseract to stop Thanos. This actually eats up all the cosmic energy inside, and it becomes unusable after this. I didn't know why. They didn't really explain why the Tesseract suddenly had limited power. But it seems to restore clarity to Thanos, and he explains to them and the readers that he is really ruddy angry because he has been forced to live again. But the Galactical Guardians have defeated him, and they take him prisoner, and that is how the crossover begins. It is the last issue, so here is some very slapdash finality to the series, and it is to be continued in the Thanos initiative. This was a good comic. I was expecting to get more into how Marvel have really struggled to recapture or ever achieve this level of quality with their cosmic books since these ones ended. But instead, I was just talking about the issue itself, because it is good, and I think you should read it. This crossover is solid, and it feels like a grand finish to all the cosmic stuff. I'll have to give this a 7 thumbs up, but I really mean it this time.